3 things off the top. Number 1, my Christmas tree is still up in full force, obviously. Number 2, I am now on Cameo, so if you guys wanna get a video from me for whatever reason, check that out. And number 1, today's countdown of the fastest swims of all time. This is gonna be quite awesome.
Daddy's gonna die in practice tonight, little guy. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
He's like his daddy. He eats a lot really fast.
Yeah, he just dominated that bottle. You be good for mommy while I'm at practice, okay, little man? You be good for me.
Lego, say goodbye to Axel for a minute. You'll see him shortly. Yep, okay. You don't want that pacifier, that's cool. We are thriving in a 200 IM pace set. Thought we were gonna die, not gonna happen. I'll throw the practice up in a little time lapse. Hi, Lily. Hello. What'd I go? 24.3. Nice. Do you feel that, Lily? The heat? That was one of those practices where I legitimately thought I was gonna fall apart and die, because this morning we had a really long, rough, long course practice, pace, aerobic, like it was tough. And then we went to the weight room and kind of killed ourselves, and then we had to come in early. Like I just finished swimming 3 hours after our second practice, and I was like, this isn't gonna go well. And then it surprisingly did. It just goes to show, you never really know what's gonna happen until you get in there and just start going. Welcome back, everybody, to Axel's baby room. Recently in my vlogs, I've talked a bit about how having baby Axel has kind of changed my life for the better. One thing that I've quickly learned is that having babies isn't cheap. It's expensive. And that's compelled me to try and find different ways to save money. And I was already a bit of a penny pincher. I really like products and services that help you save money, which is why I'm really glad I found Gabby. In a nutshell, Gabby takes the pain and suffering out of what is normally associated with insurance shopping and makes it quick and simple. In the last few weeks, I used Gabby, and in doing so, I was able to save almost $700 a year. That kind of savings goes a long way. That's a lot of diapers. I mean, heck, that's practically my mortgage on a monthly basis. I'm grateful that I found this service and that they're a sponsor of this video. Gabby gives you an apples to apples comparison of all the different kinds of insurance policies across the different insurance companies. On average, Gabby customers save $960 a year. One important note, Gabby will never sell your personal information. They will never do that. That's a big deal to me, so you won't get any spam or any of that nonsense. From my experience, navigating their website is super simple, and finding quotes on the policies that you already have showing the savings that you can probably get is really nice. If you're interested, it's really simple. Just spend a few minutes online and find out how much you can save on your car or home insurance. Go to gabi.com/Cody. That's GABI.com/Cody and find out how much you can save. Recently, Blake P, aka Blake Pepperoni, started his YouTube channel. The vlog wars have begun. I'm just kidding, we're friends, we're just totally joking around. But recently, Blake made a video about what he thought are the 3 fastest swims of all time. There's a link to that in the description below, and I had so many people reach out to me asking what I thought about it that I was like, all right, we could have this discussion. I'm gonna give you my list of what I think are arguably the 3 fastest swims of all time. But it's important to keep in mind that how you define fastest of all time is gonna be different person to person, all right? There's a lot of different ways to measure what that means. Sometimes you have to look at the race under the context of the era in which the race was swum. You could base it off of how much faster that performance was than all of the other performances of that era, or go off the world record. Anyway, my point is there's a lot of different benchmarks, and this is not a concrete list, right? This list is fluid and changing, and if you ask me a week from now, maybe my mind has changed because there's a lot of really great swims and races that could be in here. Now, here are my top 3 fastest swims of all time as of right this very moment. And they're in no particular order, but for the sake of this video, we're gonna do a countdown. So, number 3, here we go. The 2012 London Olympic Games men's 200-meter freestyle was won by Yannick Agnel of France. And this is my pick. This was arguably the best split race I've ever seen. It was beautiful, flawless. It's what I consider to be the actual world record because it is the textile world record. Yannick won gold in a 1:43.1. Only 2 athletes have ever been faster than that in history, and that was Michael Phelps in 2008 with a 1:42 high, and then Paul Biederman set the world record in a 1:42.0 in 2009. The reason that Yannick's 200 free is more impressive to me than those swims was because Yannick was wearing a jammer, a textile suit. Biederman and Phelps, when they both went 1:42, were wearing full body polyurethane suits. And specifically, Paul Biederman of Germany was wearing the super suit, like the most super of all the super suits. So, you know, the question to be had is how much did those suits really affect those performances, like the actual world record? I think it's a lot. Look at the decade of swimming in the 200 freestyle that followed Yannick's gold in 2012. Okay, this is the magnitude of how fast that swim was to me, is how far off every other top performance following was. 2016 Olympics, gold was a 1:44.6. 2017 Worlds, gold was a 1:44.3. 2019 Worlds, gold was a 1:44.9. On average, every other major gold medal winner in that following decade was a 1.5 seconds slower than what Yannick went in 2012, which, I mean, nobody goes 1:43. Like, it hasn't happened since. And only like 2 other people have gone 1:44. That swim to me, just collectively very impressive. Number 2 was 2019's World Championship gold medal race in the 100-meter butterfly. Superman himself, none other than my buddy, Caleb Dressel. Caleb swam a 49.66 in the 100-meter butterfly. 49.66. He is the only person in the world to ever break 50 seconds in a textile suit. In fact, the world's second fastest textile suit performance is Ian Crocker at 50.4, 0.8 of a second slower than Caleb. And by the way, that swim in 2004, that is a swim that is in the conversation of one of the greatest of all time. Like, that could very well be one. 50.4 in 2004, I mean, good God, man. Ian Crocker was a boss. Now, obviously, Michael Phelps also broke 50 seconds and set the world record. And Kavik was 50.0, also very impressive. But the reason Caleb's swim is so much more impressive is because those other swims, the next fastest performances in history, were worn in full body, you guessed it, super suits. So the question has to be posed, how much did those suits affect those performances? I think a lot, but we'll never really know. That's just my subjective opinion. Over the span of the last decade, on average, Caleb Dressel's 100 fly world record is over a full second faster than all the other major gold medal championship winners. That can't be overstated. We're not talking about the 200 anymore. We're talking about a 100-meter race. And my number 1, it had to be this race. I'm a breaststroker. I'm a fan of swimming, but I'm a fan of breaststroke in particular. So it obviously, it's gotta go to Adam Peaty. In 2012, the gold medal at the Olympic Games was won by Cam Vandenberg in a world record time of a 58.46. He's a super cool guy, by the way, just throwing that out there. But that was the world record pre-Adam Peaty. I will literally never forget the time I heard in 2015 that Peaty had broke the world record, and gone 57.9. I was in the locker room coming out of a practice and everyone's phone was blowing up. They were like, yo, some dude just broke 58 seconds in the 100 breast. And we were like, what? So that was 2015. Then at the 2016 Olympics, he went 57.1. He dropped almost another full second. And by the way, I was right next to him. I was literally swimming in the lane next to him. I was swimming my way to an Olympic medal and I look to my left and I can't even see his feet. He's that far ahead. Then at the 2019 World Championships, he goes 56.8. 56.8. The data behind this performance matters. Context matters. Petey shaved off over 1.6 seconds from the previous world record in his reign as world champion in this event right now. 1.6 seconds in a 100-meter race. It is mind-blowing, it's inspiring, it's incredible. That's my list. Once again, this is all subjective, and there are a lot of crazy historic performances that are in this conversation that could very well make like a top 3 list. It's very hard to narrow it down, and there's a lot of different ways of looking at why certain performances deserve to be in the conversation for top 3. What's your list? What is your top 3 best performances or fastest swims in history list? Let us know in the comment section below.
Lego, did you enjoy my list? Was it a good list?
Make sure you guys are following me on social media, at SwimMiller on Twitter and at Cody Miller on Instagram. Vlogs every Wednesdays. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel and share my videos with your friends. That really helps me. We have merch on the merch store. Check that out. For everyone that's been asking, I am on Cameo now, so if you want to get a personalized video from me for whatever reason, check out my Cameo. Until my next video, I will see you guys later.